Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazable coming at you with a new music review. Hope you're doing well and everything. This one's going to be a little bit of a sadder one because, as you saw from my intro, fallen brother from the scene and everything. So, RIP to Cayle. So, today I am checking out the latest release from a band called Mizery with their new self-titled EP. Now, if you're not into the hardcore scene, you might not know this band and everything. So, just in case, let's lay down some info for you. They are a San Diego metallic hardcore slash crossover band, with this new release being a little bit more in the alternative, almost new metal space at times. They have been known to blend New York style hardcore groove with thrash and hip hop energy. They've been known to have very high energy shows when they used to play back in the mid 2010s. They've been on hiatus for a while now, and they were going to come back sooner, but unfortunately their drummer, Cayle, passed away. So I think that definitely caused some time for the band to reflect and take them, put a little bit of a gas on the brakes about coming back. So it's been a few years now, and they finally feel comfortable to come back, and so they have released this new EP. Now, my thoughts on this overall of this EP overall is that it's definitely a way more atmospheric and more reflective than anything Mizery has put out before. It's still rooted in a lot of hardcore like ideas and feelings, but they definitely lean a little bit more into alternative style groove and, like I said before, some new metal elements. The songs Renegade Rhythm and Through a Bullet Hole set this more moodier tone that the band has been known for. They do have some moody songs on like their previous albums, Survive the Vibe and was it Absolute Light. They've always had that kind of moodiness to their sound, but this time around it's definitely deeper. And then you have the songs 99 to 1 and The Weapon Part 2, which bring back more of that aggressive hardcore style that they've been known for. So I would say it's not a really like impactful hardcore release. I would say this is the new release from them is more about space and feeling overall. Some things that I think were really good about this new release is that the band definitely have a more expressive feel here. They're experimenting with their sound. They're trying new ideas, and it's, adding more to their catalog for sure. The guitars, they have this almost dreamy quality with a lot of the ringing out and like a lot of the play out styles they do on here, especially on the song Renegade Rhythm and Through a Bullet Hole. It seems like, yeah, they're just experimenting more with their guitar sounds because they did have some almost dreamy, groovy vibes with their older releases, but this time it's even deeper and more obvious. The bass is very thick and carries a lot of emotional weight throughout this whole release. Not too sure if that is because of the passing of the drummer or if that was always the plan. Regardless, the bass, you can really feel the emotional tension in the way that they're playing here. And I will say, when the band really locks into a really good groove, like on the song Weapon Part 2, it kind of hits that almost classic Mizery style. And I wish there's a little bit more of that, but they, like I said, they're trying to spread their wings a little bit, try something different here. So you're not getting the same Mizery you might be wanting to expect from years ago. And they shift more into more melodic territory that kind of really works, especially on the track Eulogy. It's got some good melodic style playing and singing here that just, adds to the overall atmosphere to the EP. Now, some things that, might be considered a weakness for this EP is there feels like there's a lack of urgency compared to their earlier work here. It's not as engaging, it's not as threatening, it's not as aggressive. It has its moments, but compared to their other stuff, it's definitely the least aggressive thing they've put out so far. And the project, it just really slows down to a lot of mid-tempo space. So like, I want it to hit harder than it should, but it doesn't really do it that much. If you want hard, heavy hitting Mizery, definitely gotta go check out older Mizery for sure. And the vocals, they don't really seem like they're singing this time around. They just feel like they're more like talking and then like kind of singing and shouting. So it doesn't really have that hardcore edge to it like it did before. It's not as groovy, it's not as bouncy. It just feels a little bit flat at times. And I feel like there's a lot that you want on here in terms of like, you want the band to explode. You want something bigger, something that reminds you of the older Mizery, but it just doesn't come that often. So you can feel a little bit, feel like you're a little bit disappointed. It feels a little bit underwhelming at times. And I would definitely say the vocals here, they definitely have a big shift here. They're not as aggressive as before, more spoken word, melodic, and there's a lot of rap influence on here, almost like, you know, new metal. I won't say Limp Bizkit-esque, but it feels like it could easily fit in that late 90s, 2000s new metal trend. It works well on the song Eulogy, where the emotion really comes through clearly. But some of the heavier songs like 99 to 1, you kind of miss that Mizery bite they had from before. And in terms of vocals, they do have a feature from Sammy from Drain, and he adds a nice different texture with his very distinctive vocal delivery and shouting. It's definitely a more chaotic and off-kilter style singing that spices up the EP overall. In terms of the songwriting and the direction, they've definitely they're processing something with this. It's a lot of space. There's a lot of mood here. I'm not too sure if that has anything to do with the passing of their drummer, but he did lay down all his tracks, his drum parts for this EP. So they probably were already making this transition when he was still around. The Weapon Part 1 and Part 2 are probably like a very interesting like bridge between old and new Mizery. So I think that's a really cool concept there and everything. Yeah, overall, they're experimenting more with their song structures, letting riffs kind of breathe a little bit more, and just, you know, not like, you know, stacking with, like, not stacking, but having a bunch of breakdowns. And I would say there's even some bluesy, almost jazz influences that creep in some of the slower sections of this, the EP, which are fine and dandy. Like I said, they're experimenting overall, so those are pretty cool and everything. Overall, I feel there's definitely some kind of emotional weight to this EP. There's a weird heaviness to it, a very sad and just dark energy to it, especially on the song 99 to 1 and then Eulogy, where it feels very reflective, almost like mournful. And like I said, I'm not too sure if that has anything to do with the passing of their drummer. Not sure if not able to, but if they did change certain aspects of this EP to reflect that loss of theirs. I definitely think there had to be some kind of influence there. And you can definitely feel that there's a shift in energy compared to their earlier work, which is more chaotic, and this is overall just more subdued. So I would say this new EP for Mizery, it's not the same Mizery, and I think that's the whole point. They're not trying to be that band that they were before. They've matured, they've changed, they're in a different headspace. There are moments of that old Mizery style, but overall, they're not doing that style. It's less aggressive, more introspective, and I gotta say, when it works, it really deepens their sound and sounds really good. When it doesn't, it kind of feels like it's holding the band back a little bit. So I definitely think this new release is going to split a lot of fans of Mizery. They're either going to really love this new release in this direction, or they're not going to be feeling it and might be going back to the older material. I feel like it's going to be an even split on how people feel about this new EP. So those are my thoughts. It's a solid comeback with a new direction. Not as explosive as before, but, you know, there's definitely a lot more layered emotion here. So this newest release from Mizery, their self-titled EP, I would have to give it an okay and decent 7 out of 10. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this band, this new EP. And if you join my membership, thank you to everyone who's joined. You get to pick and see like the next album I get to review. Your recommendations move up on top of my list. So if you want me to review something that you like, join up now, guys. So till next time, R.I.P. Cayle. R.I.P. Cayle.